Good day dear chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video I want to share with you a very aggressive attacking game played by Tigran Petrosian. Petrosian is known as a positional player. He was master of maneuvers whose trademark was the exchange sacrifice. But in this game we will see Petrosian in Mikhail Tal's clothing. Petrosian is on the black side and he's playing against Danish chess player Borge Andersen. The game was played in 1960 at Nimzowitsch Memorial, which was held in Copenhagen. Andersen would then in 1964, 4 years later, would earn international masters title and would win Danish chess championship 4 times. Meanwhile, this is year 1960. Andersen is on the white side and he opened up with d4, to which Petrosian answered with knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6. Petrosian goes for King's Indian defense, the favorite defense of the Soviet school of chess. Like Sicilian defense, this is a sharp opening with nice counter-attacking chances, and as you know, Sicilian defense was also in Tigran Petrosian's repertoire. f3. Against King's Indian defense, white is choosing the razor-sharp Saemisch variation. So, with f3, white is strengthening the center and is then going to castle queenside and throw all his anger at black's kingside. c6 by Petrosian, bishop e3, e5, d5, black castled kingside, queen d2, c takes d5, c takes d5, a6, and castling queenside. A somewhat bold decision. White is proceeding with his logical idea, is going for castling, and now once securing a safe place for his king on the queenside, will start a kingside attack. There followed b5, king b1, a nice prophylactic move. White is moving away the king from the vulnerable c file, and knight b d7, rook c1, knight b6, knight d1, knight f d7, black is preparing f5, and after g4 we see f5. Yes, g4 was made with f5, and now black will try to emphasize the fact that white has fallen behind in development. G takes f5, g takes f5, bishop d3. Better was knight h3, then putting the rook on g1, and the queenside knight white can put on c6. Instead we see bishop d3, knight goes on f6, rook c6, hitting on b6, knight c4. Petrosian is going for a pawn sacrifice, but that allows him to expose white's queenside further, knight c3. Well, if for example rook takes c4, then a5, then bishop a6 for example, no problem at all for black, you know. In the game we see knight c3. The pawn on c4 looks very vulnerable and looks like that it belongs to white. White is not hurrying to win it. F takes e4, f takes e4. Well, already this is a serious mistake. Better was playing king a1, moving away the king from this vulnerable diagonal, or bishop g5, pinning the knight, which is putting pressure on e4. By the way, let me tell you that, first let me remove the arrows, let me tell you that knight takes e4 is also not good because of this bishop f5. If queen c2, then bishop takes e2, and then knight g4. Also there is rook f1 threat, and if you move back your bishop on c1, then knight f2 is coming and white is losing his rook. Now can you understand how important it was first to solve the development of the queenside pieces? Instead we see f takes e4, and now let's see what's the problem with it. We reached the critical position where you can give a try to find Petrosian's next moves. Well, in the previous lines I have already given you hints. This diagonal is vulnerable and we should rely on it. Here we go, Petrosian played knight takes e4. White accepted the piece sacrifice and we have rook f1 check. Yeah, not only the b1h7 diagonal is weak, but also the f file and the first rank, and white is in trouble. Although let me tell you that according to Stockfish, playing bishop f5 is stronger, and then queen h4. If rook takes c4, then rook a c8. In the game after knight takes e4, we see rook f1 check, king c2, bishop f5, queen g2. Well, in case of rook takes c4, both rook c8 and queen h4 are winning. If queen d3, then queen e1. Suddenly, black pieces are intruding inside white's camp, are appearing on the first rank, and victory becomes matter of moves. In the game, Andersen protected the knight on e4 by playing queen g2, at the same time attacking the rook, although after bishop f4, bishop e4, the rook on h1 will also hang, right? So after queen g2, then black queen jumped into the attack. Come on, buddy. Now if, for example, queen takes f1, then queen takes e4 check, and another check, and it's over. Black is winning. In the game, white played rook takes c4, but there followed queen e1. The bishop is hanging, I don't know, queen b1 check can be a threat. White played king d3 and rook b8. Queen c2, queen a5. This time black queen is hitting on d5. A remarkable tour by black queen, right? Bishop d2 and the pawn on d5 also dropped. Want to see the trajectory of black queen? Here it is. A very, very impressive queen maneuver by Petrosian, and soon white capitulated because black's pressure is unbearable. The rook on f1 is untouchable because of bishop takes e4 discovered check, and right now, yes, bishop takes e4 is the threat. Here white played knight f3 and resigned. Now black can either play rook takes f3 or rook h1, both are winning, that's why at this point resignation followed. Just a fantastic game by Tigran Petrosian, who was really very strong in King's Indian defense, and of course those chess players who are playing King's Indian defense should study the games played by Petrosian where he is choosing this opening. Also, it will be good to study, for example, games where Bronstein is playing King's Indian defense, Fischer is playing, or Leonid Stein. This is it, dear chess lovers. Thanks for watching, and in the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle where the task is to win with the white pieces. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video.